All right, welcome back, everybody. Well, we're going to talk a little bit, well, a lot of it, about CNC, my initial impressions, and what I've learned so far, which is all starting from scratch. So, let's get into CNC. As soon as I figure out how to start my intro. Where is it? Maddie and Tay. That wasn't Maddie and Tay. You guys know I'm pretty addicted to coffee. So, you're interested in CNC, are you? Well, I will tell you that there is a learning curve to CNC, but not a steep one. Now, I've done 3D design, and laser is basically working with an X and a Y axis. What CNC does, it adds the Z axis, where, you're working really not in 2D but 3D space. So, but I've done that before, so maybe my learning curve was a little quicker than some. And but what's interesting about CNC is that just like anything, it's the tool, right? And let me get this. All right, so the tool is really the bit. All right, these are bits. Here's one side. Okay, this is the other side. These are bits. See the bits, and that's really the cutter. No, I got a chart. It's cold down here. It's been snowing lately, and so I got a blanket. So that's probably the more intimidating part for me, is learning the cutters, the bits, and and that really probably is your biggest investment. It's not the machine, because I got the machine on Amazon, and the machine on Amazon really didn't cost me that much because I used a $150 coupon, so it only cost me $100. And this is the Genmitsu, made by Sane Smart, 3018. And so this is the 3018 Prover, okay, XL V2, version 2. It's the latest version. And this one is, a very nice little machine. But, I bought it to cut cribbage boards. So what I did to it is I made the bed bigger. Let's see, let's get this over here. So, getting a little crowded up here. But you see, you notice that the bed is much, much bigger. That's the Y axis. X goes left and right horizontally, Y goes, in and out. And so now a 3018 is the size of the bed, 300 by 180 millimeters. Now mine's 300 by 360 millimeters. Allows me to cut much longer pieces of wood, or to drill them, as I got this machine to do. And that costs about $100, to extend it. And of course, I'm like Tim the Tool Man. I mean, It's like 69 Dodge Chargers with 440s, 575 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque. Just, you rebuild it. You just got to do stuff, right? You got to make it more powerful. So there's an improved motor on it. Takes it from 10,000 RPMs to 20,000 RPMs. And that's called the spindle. And it's what holds the bit. And faster RPMs allows you to do faster cutting and use a wider variety of bits, or what they call end mills. So there is some terminology that I'm learning, but it is not that hard. But just like anything, practice, practice, practice. I have to learn wood. There's all these, different woods that I haven't. I'm blessed with an incredible lumber company here in town, and called Cook Woods. You can go to cookwoods.com. He ships all over. I think most of his business is internet, but he's here in town in Klamath Falls. And it is probably one of the most amazing stores, my favorite store to walk into, because he's got exotic and, domestic woods. You get woods like, this marble wood, tiger woods, leopard wood, Osage orange, and all sorts of different woods in there. And since I can't afford the good stuff, I go to the waste bin, and I just meander through it, and he charges me by the pound, and I beg for a discount. So I'm poor. Not really, but I am, but something else. Anyway, begging does help. I think. I'm not sure. It is really a beautiful thing to do, is woodworking. Wood is gorgeous. Look at this marble wood. It's heavy as all heck. It's thick. It's dense. This wood is so dense, and it's harder than harder than marble. Just to sand it, this side is fairly well sanded. There's still some more needs to be done, but this side is not. It takes a lot of work. You can see the saw blade, cuts. Learning woods, learning bits. And then there's software. Software is, software's software. You got to learn it. And I'm going to make me a little smaller here and put my display app up. So we're going to do that. And so at first I did this software. It's called Easel. Now, Easel has a full functioning free trial for a month. And it is the easiest, and it really is the easiest software for you to use. But just like all software that is super easy, they've dumbed it down, and you've lost features with it. And as you get into harder and more exotic woods, you're going and designs, you're going to you want more control over the bit. You want to control the bit in the way it drills, its egress, and enters the wood, all to save your bit, but to create a better carve. So even though this is super easy, and I used it for weeks, I found that I needed something a little bit more. And there's so many different softwares out there. They're so expensive. They're so expensive. Everybody has free trials. I tried a V-carve by Vectrix, and I learned it, At the end of the day, I created a cribbage board and I went to export it. And we'll talk about that. And even though it's a full functioning free software, it doesn't allow you to export the G code, which is the command for the machine to do its job. So after a full day of working on something, learning something, creating something, I was really mad. Okay? I don't get mad easily. That I couldn't do the job at all. So I found this one. It's called Carveco. Now, Carveco has several versions. They got Maker, Maker Plus, and Carveco. And Maker's what, is perfect for most of us. I mean, it really is. Maker Plus, they have a comparison chart at the right there. And I think Carveco is really for, professionals and, manufacturing. But Maker is $15 a month. It has a full functioning free 30-day, by the way. Full functioning. It means you can actually use it, not just learn it. And Carveco, I did a video on Carveco Maker. It did, and I think this is the one, as I'm learning it, I may just keep. Then in most of these CNCs, you have to take what you've created and export it into what's called a G code file, or text, basically. And then you import it into something called a sender. And the sender basically operates your machine. Now, there's Universal G Code, there's Candle, there's a lot of different senders out there. But G Sender is truly what I've found to be the best. And come on, you can open. There it is. And you just import your file into it. And right here where it says load file, and then it'll run your job. It's got a lot of things on it, including maintenance and stuff like that. And, it'll tell you when to, do your maintenance on it. It gives you probably the most comprehensive details and a lot of more control. And on the fly, so I can adjust my speed on the fly. I can adjust my spindle speed on the fly. So this is how fast my bit is moving rotationally and horizontally, vertically, horizontally on the feed. So really a great piece of software. And they're constantly improving it. This is the latest. This is a beta version. And it is really a very good piece. Makes life so much easier. It really does. So typically, you just take a file and you load it. So let's say, there's a few of them here. So this is a drill program of just a cribbage board that I made. So this shows you the tool paths, and it allows you to do the job. It's really not that hard once you get the software. And I'll put these links down below. So let's take that. Let's give me a big head again. There we go. So it is, let me see, it's really fun to create. I mean, if you're creative, and you can sell this stuff. I mean, you can make stuff that sells. I made a gift, and for my sister, that would sell. I've got this. It's sort of like a candy dish made of wood, and I can personalize it, customize it, and do what I want with it. Beautiful piece, really is. Came out really, really good. But I can go ahead and do some really fun things with this. Do it on the back. I don't have to do it in the bowl. I can do it on the back and have a good time with it. I know. It's fun, huh? Wood is fun. And then with my laser, I could do even more. Now, as I learn CNC, I'm going to cut some baits on it and do some really fun things with fishing baits and some Rufino terrible at fishing designs. I want you to check out my I'm going to put down a link below of the radio station that I'm on. They started a YouTube channel, and you can listen to my past shows. I actually have a jingle now. I have a jingle. I know. It's kind of cool. That's new. But CNC, it doesn't require a lot of space. I will tell you that. If you just keep the 3018, it's a very small space. But I made it a 3036, so the basically I bought this school desk that it's sitting on for $1 at the thrift store, 99 cents, and it's an old children's school desk, and that's what it's sitting on. 99-cent stand, and it fits perfectly. Even the 3036 does. Is it loud? Good question. Yeah, it's pretty loud, and it's a router. If you ever heard a router, they're loud. Now, the nice thing about this new motor, it's more balanced. The motor that came with it had a vibration in it, and it go and then it goes kind of crazy. At first, it scared me, but slightly out of balance. This new motor, it just goes, but it does it really loud. And then I crank it up. Crank it up. I've run it at 15,000 RPMs. But one thing about spinning machinery, and another nice thing about those plexiglass, if something does happen catastrophic, it'll block it. Won't kill me, which is a good thing. I've died a couple times. I don't want to die anymore, especially getting shot by a machine. Although I am destined to die in a strange and unusual way. But it's really good. I would definitely recommend a Genmitsu. I'll put some of these links down below. But the 3018 is a good little machine. And if you look at their other stuff, they got a 4030, they got 4040, they got, which are basically the size that it cuts. You can get some really nice CNC machines from SainSmart, and yeah, I would recommend them so far. I've only had it not even a month, but I've learned so much. I don't like the clamps. I'm getting better at them, clamping the boards down onto the bed, but I think will probably be the next small investment into it, is better clamps. But I do have a bit coming today because from a company called IDC. He has a lot of great videos, and he makes bits and sells bits. And it's basically a drill bit that really tough, and it makes holes for cribbage boards. And this is extremely hard wood. So if I used one of my other bits on this, it would dull the bit, I think, after one or two bores. And then I would have to really just go bzz, 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 sort of inch it, work it in there. This bit will allow me to just go bzz, and go bzz, which cuts the drill time dramatically in fractions. But it's supposed to be really, really good. We'll see. We'll test it. They have a guarantee that if you break your bit, they'll give you another one. It's a lifetime warranty, I guess. So we'll see. And then I'm designing. I actually did design something for this board, and I have one a little bit smaller because I cut a larger board in half, kind of in half. This one's 15 inches, the other one's 12 inches. And this one, it will be a gift for somebody. So it's fun to make gifts. You guys know I love giving stuff away, but I also love selling it. I like selling too. Feed the hobby. You got to keep it going. I want you guys to, this is a new, what do you call it? Playlist. It's a new playlist on CNC, and we'll get to making more baits as I learn this, and then, in this shop, it's not that big. It's only like 12 by 14 feet, and it's getting smaller when I built the shop. And so I've got my CNC. I've got my laser, fume extraction. I have my soft bait area and my airbrush area for painting. And then, of course, I've got my studio in the middle of it. So I got machine, microwave for melting my plastisol, and then chemicals, and then paint. And then fishing rods, fishing gear up there, lures and stuff like that. It is a crazy, rather messed up room. I really need to make it more organized. I just really am dumbfounded by how to do it, though. But anyway, maybe I'll buy a file, a cubbyhole area in a thrift store or something like that. But this is actually, you think this is like a little manufacturing room with all the stuff that I can do. Really, the only thing really, well, I should not say that. I have a big basement. I only built this one room. But I'd love to have a full wood shop down here. And my family would hate that because they'd hear the wood shop underneath the floor. I'd have to soundproof it. And, under the rafters here, I just have to soundproof it. Put some huge, insulation up there and soundproof this. But little things too. You're going to buy, squares and measuring devices and stuff like that. My guess is your CNC machine, when it's all said and done, if you don't use the discount, $400 for CNC. It's really the wood. Exotic wood is expensive. Wood is expensive. Not even cheap wood is expensive. And I live in Oregon, all right, where wood it grows. And I have lumber mills here in town. I got several lumber mills. You go to cookwoods.com and you'll see what I'm saying. It's beautiful. But I got wood first, and I've got other mills here in town that I'm a little fortunate to do. I don't have to pay for shipping. I can just drive over there and look through their scraps, and they charge me by the pound, by weight. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, I think I've talked this one to death. I think I've talked it to death. Check out the links down below. I think you'll like them. I really do. I think you'll like them. Take care, everybody.